Hello, welcome to our INST377 final project presentation. Our application is called Camera OA, a 100% reliable speeding camera detector. My name is Sai.
My name is Biruk.
So let's start with the initial problem which motivated our project.
So the prevalence of speeding tickets is that more than 41 million drivers receive speeding tickets each year, with 120,000 tickets issued per day, which is roughly 20% of all drivers on the road receiving tickets for speeding. And why do people get caught so much in speeding tickets? Is that sometimes drivers just doesn't know when they come across a speeding ticket or a speeding camera, whether it's because it's an area they've never been before, or like the warning signs are not perfectly showed or displayed. So instead of discouraging speeding, these cameras are just laying heavy fines on unaware drivers, used as a tool to generate money.
So what's the goal behind Camera OA? We want to use this project to help drivers get an awareness of where these cameras are located, at least within Prince George's County. Unlike navigation apps like Google Maps and Waze, which gets its information from crowdsourcing, our chosen data set is provided directly by the Prince George's County Police Department, giving a list of all speeding cameras in the county, making it much more reliable. So next we'll talk about the major successes that we accomplished through the course of the project, starting with connecting with APIs using JavaScript. We made an asynchronous data request to our chosen API successfully and pulled the relevant data that we wanted to use for our project all in the front end. This was wonderful for us because we got to learn the right JavaScript methods along with functionality behind API requests, which is such a big part of modern web development.
The other success we had in this project was that we were able to use the map filter function. We created a filter function associated with the map similar to the one we created for the labs. So instead of comparing the user query to restaurants names like in the labs, we compared the query to the street address column, the data set, in order to get our filtered list.
A third success was with Bulma. We managed to learn and use a completely new open source framework for us without eliminating the need for a large style.css file. And we incorporated our original project elements into Bulma elements, making it much more visually appealing. The image on the left below shows our original design, has all the required parts, but the design is kind of off, whereas the one on the right looks much crisper and cleaner, allowing for a better user experience. Now we'll talk about the failures or obstacles that we had to overcome.
So one of the failures we faced in this project was when we extract data from the API. So at first we struggled with deciding which elements of the speeding camera data set we were going to use, and we were able to solve this problem by just choosing the street address and postage speed limit as our main columns. And the other issue we had was the format of the location data, because at first it was in a weird numeric format which was accepted by Leaflet. So we had to change that by finding the right JavaScript methods, like by searching Google. The other problem we faced in this project was formatting the API data with Leaflet. So we had issues loading the coordinate data from the API and kept showing like the wrong coordinates in the map and when we searched for location. So we were able to solve this problem by keep trying different solutions that we found from Stack Overflow of extracting JSON data before we found the right way to display the coordinates.
A third issue that we faced was with GitHub pages. We managed to display the original index.html by moving it from the client folder to the root directory. But as soon as we created a second about.html page, GitHub crashed and kept showing a 404 error. Through looking it up on Google and multiple places, including Stack Overflow, we managed to find the right way to write the href links so that GitHub pages would show both pages and allows for smooth navigation between them. Now we'll talk about the technology choices that we made other than the usual trifecta of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
So one of the technologies we used was Leaflet, and this helps us visualize our map, which would display the filter list of the speeding cameras with clear markers.
The second was, as mentioned, Bulma. It's an open source CSS style sheet, allowed for us to create a much more visually appealing interface for our website and replaced our original style.css file completely, allowing for a smoother navigation. One of the elements is shown below, which is a nav bar, which is something that's displayed at the top of our website. Demo time. So this is the final look of our website. At the top, you have the nav bar with a logo, the two buttons navigating between the two pages of the website. You have a filter section here where users can enter a street address to filter the list of cameras, and a map which is currently focused on College Park but is interactive so you can move it around. By clicking the submit button, it shows a random list of 15 cameras displayed by markers in the map, and then you can then type in street addresses, for example, Largo, which then shows the relevant camera along with the marker, which is filtered in the map as well. By clicking the About button, it takes you to this page, which displays the group member information along with a description of what the project is meant to show. So what are the next steps that we can take in our project?
So yeah, as our next steps for this project, we want to increase the range further from just using Prince George County to and increase it to states, to region, or maybe even the country. We also want to create more filters to search by distance, posted speed limit, speed cost, and speed fine cost, and others. And we also want to allow the map to show a circular radius depicting all cameras in a certain range.
So special acknowledgements, although we worked together on all parts of the project, we did split it up into a person being the main coder, another person navigating. So I was responsible for API requests and getting the data and the BOMA CSS, while Biruk handled the leaflet map along with the filter function, which formatted the coordinate data. Thank you for listening and have a great day.